Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Realtor Coach with Stephen Young, brought to you by YoungRealtyAcademy.com. You can check us out at the websites either YoungRealtyAcademy.com or TheRealtorCoach.com for more podcasts and information pertaining to your real estate business. So today, I'm talking to you about another lead generation technique that I personally use that's going to certainly help you out. And we're always talking about meeting people and finding opportunity. Well, this is a way that you can show your client base what an opportunity looks like, how to get the opportunity. And I do it because I do it personally and I show people how to do it. So I get to sell a little bit easier because I do it day in and day out, which is what we want for our realtors, which is why we're always hammering home. You have to start investing in real estate yourself. You're really going to understand real estate the more you do it yourself. So here's an example for you. So we just purchased a condo about 5 weeks ago for $825, and we used one of our properties here which has tons of equity in it, especially in the Toronto housing market, which is really, we have to think about the point of what we're going to be talking about, how to do lead generation. We're talking about the Toronto housing market, but this works in every market across North America, really across the world. Any home that has equity in it, this is the market we chose because we work here, and it's the market we're using as an example. So the property we purchased was for $825. We financed the property for $925. So you're wondering, how did we do that? How did we get financing over and above what we paid for it? Well, it's very simple. This is where the housing comes into play. So how we finance this structure is that we had a $650,000 first mortgage on the condominium that we purchased, $650,000. Now on the property that we used, we got a $275,000 second mortgage on this property here. So it's important to keep in mind, because when we're shopping to you and we're saying, hey, go talk to your client base about how they can start investing in real estate, or more importantly, start financing your real estate investment opportunities, one of the ways you do it is you go and talk to people with equity. 99% of all homeowners, more than 99%, so like 0.04% of the market here in Toronto at least, actually sells their home on a given year. So that means over 99% of all homeowners are not interested in working with you to buy or sell their property, but what they are looking for is opportunity using the equity in their own home. So this is what we're doing today. So this is how we finance it. So we $650 on the condo as the first principal mortgage, very simple. So $275 was the other debt that we had, for a combined total of $925 is what we used on this property. Now, we just sold this property last week for $1,259,000 and it closed in 2 weeks. So it's a total of 8-week investment. We're going to walk away with a grand total of $334,000 of gross profit. Now, I'm not doing that to impress you, but to impress upon you, this is how you need to start talking to your client base. I'm not talking today about how to find these opportunities or how to finance the opportunities. That's going to come in a later section. But today I'm talking to you about, if you can talk to people about how to do this, how can you personally make $334,000 using the equity in your own home? Let me be your guide to show you how to do it. You're going to start opening more and more doors, and more people are going to start phoning you day in and day out. And that's how we want you increasing your real estate sales business. So this week we're talking about, yes, I made $334,000 on profit in 8 weeks, but it was 6 weeks. We're just waiting for it to close now at this point. And that's start to finish. That's from purchase, closing, renovation, selling on the market, sold, 6 weeks, okay? Really fantastic investment for me personally. But what I do is I go out now and I talk to my client base, say, hey client, do you want to do what I just did? Do you want to earn $334,000 in 5 weeks or 6 weeks using the money in your own home without using your own principal money? So you're not changing their own daily perspective of financing. What you're doing is saying, look, I'm going to start using this to my advantage, or I'm going to start using it to your advantage. I just want to show you how to do it. If I'm the conduit of how you can do this yourself, I want to be able to be the one who's there for you doing it. So what you're going to do, whatever you do, if you choose door knocking, if you choose cold calling, if you choose direct marketing works fantastic. So what you do in direct marketing is you target the 99% people who don't want to sell. You know they don't want to sell real estate this year. Where I live, my community, there was 50 sales this year out of almost 6,000 homes. Really, really small percentage of people are ever going to turn over these homes. So what I want to do is target the 150 people who are not going to be selling their property this year, but saying, hey, stop not using the equity in your home. Start using the equity this year and start investing in real estate. And this is how I show them how I do it. Now, I particularly like the condominium market for these quick turnarounds because, one, there's a lot of them. There's very little competition. They're easy to renovate, and you don't need a lot of money. Now, this seems like a lot of money, but that's just the normal course of real estate transaction. But at the end of the day, the $334,000 of gross profit is really what they're going to be focused on. How you get this part is quite simple. We're going to talk about that at another podcast in the new year. But what I want to talk to you about today is how you use this idea, the thought of how you take a little bit of money or no money at all and convert it into a large sum of money. And this is exactly how you do it. So one, you have to find your client the opportunity. So in this case, I used a condominium. I found an opportunity. And then how I finance it, I use multiple properties of my own. But in this case, we only needed one property that I have just tons of equity in. But if they don't have a lot of equity, they can use multiple properties, or they can use a partner, or they can use maybe a neighborhood or a community they can get together and friends and whatnot. So at the end of the day, you got to say, one, you got to find the opportunity. Two, you got to be able to explain to them the opportunity, how they get in and get out. And three, they want to know how to finance it without their own money. And four, you show them the profit, and the rest is up to you. So that is my view from the top this week, and hopefully you tune in next week.